For anyone to ensure their immortality, they must reach the 7th level. There was a time when it was called the 5th level, but the ALLLISS has expanded since then, just like the days of the old and ancient gods. We will adjust the consideration from what was then and apply the new view to the here and now. Those systems who like to follow the old considerations are under the rule of the space gods of man that make the restrictive laws. The same is true even though they have heard the term for most of their life and from lifetimes before. I may use the term soul, but it pertains to the unconscious person until they become all new, the real you. The new you is the real poetry in the now. I'm speaking from the end result here of what we will accomplish. We are past the year 2000 and into the real presentation of all possibilities with the new nowness. The space-time frames we are using would make things appear as though we are coming from a past and then into future. Not at all. Both of you will understand after this training is finished. As I said, one must reach the pure universes of the sound light reality to become totally free, beyond the complications of the mind, karma, and all dissolutions that affect all humans. The first basic 3 levels are the realms of the lower psychic areas where there is time and space, cause and effect, darkness and limited secondary light. These are not the real universes, just like the gods of man are not the reality, even though the term universe is sometimes used to comfort the minds of those that do not know better. This is adamantly where the gods of man reign, because they are into darkness, even if there does appear to be some light with them. The highest heaven of man, the second heaven, the Brahmlock, has had many people to believe that this level is an immortal position, even though a person's life can extend into thousands of years on this level, and even more than that. It is not true that this level is the ultimate, in spite of its appearance and the light found there. The various religions constantly emphasize this heavenly realm as their home for their afterlife of eternity. This is because those individuals that came in the past who have been labeled as the saints and saviors usually never made it past the established second heaven. They were fooled into considering the astral and mental worlds to be the extent that life is. They met with the governor and ruler, the god that takes care of the affairs of these levels, and he told them they had reached the ultimate. When you purchased your car from a dealer and he tells you that you could get a better deal somewhere else, of course not. He wants your business. The same is true of the space gods. They want to control all they can by any means. It is their low manner of survival. Then the idea always arises that this is God. He must be telling the truth. The truth is, he is not the ultimate reality, nor is the card salesman your friend, even though he professes to be. So he will tell you anything to get what you have. What is taking place is the psychic realms is not bad. It is merely business as usual. because of the dualistic nature of things and how they work. A person can stay here for as long as they want. It is simply a matter of choice and nothing more. The real guides have a choice. The real guides sensibly present a roadmap of the various levels so that people have a choice. There are so many that want the space gods as their support for the time being until they come to realize what lies beyond all of them. These gods make sure that each unaware soul is embedded with fear. Hence the old saying, put the fear of God in him. The doctrines that have been established through history are mainly dialectic fiction and not altogether actual historical reports of actual events. Whether somebody walked on water or not means nothing, or about a resurrection that has no real meaning. What does matter is what is real in this very moment. Only the grand regions and real universes of the all-is that exist beyond the limitations of the mind and the senses can ever be immortal. They are unchangeable, perfect, and deathless, and there is no darkness or deception. Of course, there are countless numbers of desperate and asleep souls who keep considering every angle to work for their survival on the rock worlds, so they keep themselves from the real light. When this true hidden knowledge comes to the surface on the earth, the business systems that control the majority of the minds will become very defensive because they do not want people to know what is real and how to be free. It's not good business practice. They are the rulers and controllers assigned by the gods of man to maintain uniformity in a chaotic world. They will use the same excuse that what is being presented is of a negative nature, and they will deny that there are wonderful levels that exist beyond their heavens. Rebizar, what happens to the gods of man when their levels are replaced? I asked. The governors that were assigned to the astral and mental worlds are also replaced because their term is up, just like the political offices of those who occupy them. They will have to reincarnate into future lives just like you have. All those who worship them will have forgotten who they were in their future lives. And so the unaware will establish new gods to look to. The position for the rod of power is the same. There are certain candidates chosen, and then there is a type of competition to see who can fulfill the assignment. Both you and Paul will have to deal with others who will want the real position. But I have already gone into the space-time frames and seen the two of you succeed. That is why you are here. Besides, we want the two of you to have the golden reality. Goldie, said RT as he laughed. I knew what Rebizar meant, and I was noticing that he was using different terms to describe the rod of power. Then he continued, those who accept and listen to the new wave of life will find themselves renewed in the real universes where there is an endless light and real freedom. The creative sound reality recreates you, and then you find yourself a citizen of the new worlds. The false attractions of the sense worlds disappear, and you become an exalted, radiant being. You are purified and your mind is renewed. You will live anew and never again shall the shadow of death cross your path. This is where you definitely become immortal. Those who are into the faith and belief systems will someday discover that these systems offer little support for the hope of immortality. All the elements of the many world religions are of a doubtful value for the reason they are dependent upon ancient books and metaphysical theories, along with many mocked up authority figures, and nothing real. This takes the matter out of the category of knowledge, and so now robs it of its chief value, and then what is left are a configuration of ideas that truly lead nowhere.